folks. Today we got a couple special guests. We have Priscilla Pfaff with Select Title of Katy, Texas.
Thank you, Richard.
We also have Katy Kissner with Concierge Functional Wellness.
Hi,
Hey, thanks for coming out today, Kathy.
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We got some really cool looking stuff here.
It's my zapper machine.
Your zapper machine?
My zapper machine. It's called the electrooscilloscope.
Okay.
It is a microcurrent machine. It's it's actually two machines in one. We have one machine right here does neurofunction, so it works with people who have strokes, traumatic brain injuries, restless leg syndrome, anything nerve related, severed nerves. It helps regenerate them.
Really?
Yes, and it gives a biofeedback as well. And then on the other side, that's called the acuscope. And on the other
Okay,
side,
what's a biofeedback?
so biofeedback is most of your TENS machines, your laser machines, and ultrasounds, and a one-way communication, meaning it just administers the therapy.
So it's like an image that you're receiving?
No,
or-
it's just you've been on a TENS machine, right? It's where
Yeah, it is that.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, it's just administering the current,
Okay.
and that's it. It goes right there, and it's just doing the therapy. Okay? Two-way communication is the therapy is going in, and it's giving me a reading to see if it's working and how it's working.
So whether you need to dial up or dial back
Absolutely.
or okay.
To adjust.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So your ultrasound machines, your TENS machines, and your laser machines are fabulous
Right,
therapies. They're
right.
amazing. But you don't know the effectiveness of it unless you, as the patient, as a client,
Just
says, "Oh, I feel better."
Feel better, right.
Right.
So it's trial by error
So
or
does
trial and
this
error?
do the same thing like a TENS machine where you feel
No.
no.
No. So actually with this therapy is we try to go up into the point where you feel a vibration or a scratchy feeling. And because if you feel the zap, you're like, there's some people I want to zap. But
Will that be me today?
I have no idea.
I think that's a good idea.
Lab rat Richard.
But if we get, we're going to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so what happens is if we get just under, like where it's a scratchy or a vibration, the current is actually penetrating and going to where it needs to go.
Okay.
If you feel a zap, like ouch, that means that the current has bounced back. There's a like a
Wall or something.
yeah, so it's not
letting
penetrating,
it-
it's not going through, so it's
Force field.
Yes, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? So it's bouncing back and it's not penetrating and doing what it needs to do.
Okay.
Okay, so that's another way that we find out, okay, Priscilla, what are you feeling?
Yeah, okay.
So what happens is I can kind of tell by facial expressions, and if you start
Yes.
sweating,
Yes.
it's something that you're actually letting it zap you. Because most people feel no pain, no gain. They feel like if it doesn't hurt, it's not working. And especially when it's very, when you can't feel something and you're paying a fee, you want to know it's working, right?
Right.
I don't care if you think it's working or not, in essence, because the
Because you're
number tells
watching
me,
this.
I'm watching the number, and it's telling me it's working. There's also parasympathetic indicators that will tell me by watching you that it's working.
Okay.
So there's certain things that happen when I look at you that's telling me, it's working.
Okay.
Whether you think it is or not. Of course, I would like for inflammation is a really great thing. So it's like, so if we get imaging prior to sessions or working with me, most people come to see me, like a client I'm seeing today is gone, he is a Instagram super famous midlife male influencer.
Okay.
He lives here in Houston. And we've been trying to get him to use me for a while with one of the doctors, a functional doctor that I work with. And he's been trying prednisone and medications and icing and cold plunging and all of that. 10
For
weeks.
what? For what?
He has an arm issue.
Okay.
And so he called me last night and he goes, okay, I've literally tried everything and it's not working. And I'm like, I know, I've been watching you. And so I'm going to be able to go in and see today what it's showing me through numbers through a biofeedback, and the inflammation it's so good. So he has all the imaging, so I would be curious to go back, since we have all the prep work, all the medical charting,
Okay,
and then do it,
So you
and
have
then
a
he's gonna.
map sitting in front of you in layman's terms, sort of?
Well, yes, I would love it. Like, I don't normally see these things,
Okay.
but for him to go back to the physician after having a few sessions, I'm making him see me 5 times, like, quickly. And then he can go back, and they're gonna realize off normal charting, whether he feels different or not, how well the inflammation is and how well he's healing, or working.
right,
Right.
right.
So, and this is so abstract, because most people are very geared towards medicinal. I need surgery, I need medication.
When in doubt, cut it out.
Right. I mean, if you but mind you, this is an alternative solution.
Sure.
To most people are desperate.
Surgery should be last resort. That's just my opinion. I'm not giving.
Right. There's no medical advice
Right.
happening here.
No medical advice.
Right.
None.
And
And then most medicine, I hate to say it, if you do your research on it, it's a form of poison that causes a counter reaction internally, and you're fixing a problem but creating another one.
Right,
That's
right.
just,
right, so let's talk about that
again,
first.
my opinion.
Okay, well, no, let's talk about, there is statistics behind this, and then, and I can send you over statistically, that most problems that people have, our population, I should say, is highly over-medicated, and most people
Agreed.
are
Same.
dying from, pharmaceutical deaths. Meaning,
Yeah, I agree.
they are shopping for different doctors. I'm not getting this, so I'm going here. Doctors, now so doctors are amazing. They are, but they're great. There's conventional ways of looking at things, and there's alternative ways of looking at things. Our bodies know exactly how to keep us healthy. We get in the way. So,
Diet and exercise is what I focus on.
Dr. Google is not our friend.
No, it's not.
Dr. WebMD is not our friend.
No,
Okay?
no.
And so I am wholly believe, that's why it's like I don't do everything. And doctors don't do everything. And I believe I'm having a team in your corner. So, and you have to be a partner to that. So if, I love personal trainers because they get the raw end of the stick. So if I'm representing a personal trainer or even a hairdresser or something, and I go see a trainer 3 times a week, and I've been with them for 2 years, and I haven't changed my body composition, I haven't changed anything, it's not the trainer's fault.
That's right.
It's, I am not eating right. I am not doing something right, and so it's a reflection of, you're like, oh, well, that trainer isn't good. No, you're feeding yourself poison.
You're eating too many
Right.
Oreos.
So this is what I believe in.
That's
Is
me.
I like to have
I
a
know.
team of people. So you have a doctor who does all your blood panels. You do all your blood panels. Then you start talking about, what does your nutrition look like? Are you exercising? How's your sleep? What's your gut biome look like? Like, the quality of our food sources. Just because this apple isn't as good as this apple. There's and I don't know that. I'm not a dietitian, and I'm not a
Wash your
nutritionist.
fruits and vegetables when you bring them home. You'll be amazed what's on the outside of them.
Wait, wasn't there a TikTok going on
Scary.
that people were washing their cheese?
They're cheese.
Cheese.
Now that I've never.
Yes.
That's a new one on me.
Yes. And it's like, why would you wash your cheese?
It's a fungus, isn't it? Isn't cheese a fungus?
It's
Yeah.
mold.
It's mold,
It is
yeah.
mold, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
Wow.
But okay, so I always like to do this. But why did you? What brought you to get the machine and do all
This is
that?
going to be a
What
very.
created your passion?
Yes.
I had no passion for this, to be honest with you.
No?
I've been
Okay.
I've been a body worker for 25 years. I got the machine about 10 years ago. And I have had, when I was 15, I had a gymnastics and cheerleading major injury. So my knee had 3 ACL repairs, and I have no meniscus. So I, long time ago, in my 40s, went to my surgeon and said I need a knee replacement because I do triathlons. I'm very active, and it was hurting a lot, right? And I'm 56 now, So back
wow,
then,
Katy.
I know. So I was very active and still very active. And I finally went to my orthopedic surgeon and said, can you do a knee replacement? He says, no, you're too young. So I said, I'm going to go try to find something else, and I'm going to come back in about a year or two. And if I can't do this, I want you to cut my knee off at the top of my knee.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not joking. Like, I'm 100% serious. And I said, because you won't do it, just cut it off. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, I'm serious. I'll go to Mexico and get it done. Someone's going to cut my leg off, right? So I found my cousin
Wow.
is a golf pro. It's pretty extreme, but I know people who have no legs and they're like running triathlons. I'm like, I can do that. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty old
And
on a
this
fake
won't,
leg.
this won't, this
Yeah, I just wanted to
hurts.
stop.
Let's go.
It's debilitating. If I just bent my knee would literally go out of joint. It would be completely disjointed where it would be, even when I went swimming, it would just float all of a sudden.
Wow.
So, it's too much information. Tonight.
And it was painful.
So, but I'm just letting you know that I had major orthopedic problems, and we've done multiple surgeries, and they're just putting a Band-Aid on something. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you regenerate meniscus? You can't. So you think. Okay, so you think you can. And so my cousin is a golf pro in Austin. He had a career-ending back injury. Long story, he found a lady who had gone to Sonavive, in Rosarita, Mexico, who has all this energy therapy there. You go in, they strip you down of everything, they throw away all your records, and they start fresh with any disease that you've been diagnosed with. They re-diagnose, but the only thing that's different is this machine. So this lady went there with a problem, came back without the problem.
Wow.
So she bought the machine. She didn't know what she was doing, so my cousin went over there. They tinkered with the machine about 3 sessions, or 3 times, didn't pay for it because she just is an owner. And he went and, I know nothing about golf. I'm so sorry, y'all. Sorry, Dennis. I know nothing about golf. He had his best drive he ever had. Like, I guess with the drive, like the
With
long
the driver when he
Right.
hits
Okay.
from the first tee box.
And so all of his clients were like, did you have surgery like a week ago in your back? He goes, no, I just did this thing. Anyway, it was this machine. So for years, my cousin kept saying, you're a body worker.
Is this the exact same machine?
It is a version of the machine.
Okay.
So when I bought it, when he got it, there was 2 machines. There was an AccuScope machine and a MyoPulse machine. It was 2 machines bigger than this.
Okay.
But when I ended up getting it, they had just put 2 machines into one. Okay? And so this is out of the Thorpe Institute. So my cousin went there and he goes, Kathy, just come check it out. So I thought John Thorpe was a quacky person. So I was like, this guy's just going to try to sell me something that I can't get. But I'm like, I'm going to go there, like sort of like the, when you go for the timeshare stuff. I'm going to go there. I'm going to listen to
Just explore it.
this quacky person, and I don't have $60,000. I can't buy this.
Wow.
So they went, when I went there, they worked on my knee for 15 minutes, and I was like, wait, I have no pain. You get used to having pain, by the way.
Oh, yes, you
People
do.
their identities
Your
become
tolerance
into,
goes up.
right.
That's right.
But pain has kind of sometimes become who people are,
Right,
right?
right.
So I didn't have pain for 31 hours. I go, okay, I don't have pain. This guy's a whack. I'm just going to be back in 15 minutes. 31 hours, and I ran on the beach. When you do not have a stable knee, you can't walk in sand.
That's right.
But I ran on the beach with my cousin the next day. I'm
Wow.
like, okay, I'll come back the next day. Then I had diverticulosis too. I started eliminating. I started having where I was constipated. That's where that comes from. I'm just going to tell them my dirty laundry. But I couldn't poop for
You
nearly
want to
9
know,
years.
yes, Kathy.
So I ended up, I would eliminate maybe once a week. And so that caused me to have a problem. Gut problems, and I was hospitalized many, many times for this.
Gut problems cause a lot of problems with the
This
entrepreneur.
it originates there. So I, over the course of the week being there, I'm like, I'm pooping a lot. Like, what is this? Okay, maybe I'll stay the next day. So I ended up buying the machine. It was kind of a miracle that I ended up buying the machine, found the funds for it, kind of just came out of nowhere with actually TDUCU. They're the ones that helped fund this for me. And I got it. So I got real excited about it. So I have this machine and nobody knows about it. I'm the only one in Houston that has it.
Yeah.
And I can't afford a billboard, and I can't afford commercials.
No, but that's
and
why
back
you
then-
needed to be here and
Right.
reach out to
So
all
there
of
are
these.
a lot, and I do not have a fake knee. I would say the machine for years, because I do triathlons, it still gets inflamed. But I can bend it, straighten it. I ride horses twice a week. I do a lot of things. Now I do have to say that really what put me over the top, I did get stem cell, and there's a great company here in Houston I highly recommend. You don't have to go far away. It's super good. But that put me over the top, I think, in conjunction. So if people are looking at doing, I have found that cortisone shots and PRP don't work very well. It's a hit or miss. But
Here's
that's
the
just,
symptom, not the problem.
yeah, so here's my thing is like if insurance is gonna pay for it, try it. Like who am I to say? But this is really good to reinforce anything good that you put in your body. And if you need to detoxify, it'll detoxify it. It's a rapid detoxifier. So most of the time you feel worse before you feel better because you're taking away the medication, not taking it away, but you're taking away your crutch.
You're purging it.
So let me just talk about pain management for a second. I'm not saying to not go use the TENS machines. I'm not saying to use the laser machines. It's a one-way communication. This is microcurrent. It's not a laser. It's microcurrent. It's a current. So each dial has a purpose. It's called hertz. So each one has a purpose. And I have plates right here. We're going to put plates on your wrist, and we'll kind of show you what it sounds like a little bit on both sides, and that it doesn't hurt.
Do I need to take metal off?
I would like for you to take metal off. But this is another thing. If you have metal in your body, you can do this.
Not
It
that I'm
doesn't
aware
hurt.
of anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, like a broken wrist. You could,
A metal plate.
yeah, I have a metal plate in
No, I
my
have
wrist.
metal all in my leg. I have metal on my leg. I do it all day
And you're
long.
not having any, and so it'll still work.
It's not like
through
being in
that.
an MRI machine. It has nothing to do with that. There's no interference.
Okay.
When I'm doing this, I want to do as optimal for people as possible. So if you can keep, not holding your phone or on your laptop, it's preferable,
Right.
but it doesn't affect it.
Question from,
Look at it, what's going on.
like,
How long do you
music.
do it for? So how long is the, do you need to
Come
do
on,
it?
Denise. Come join.
So most protocols,
Everybody.
hi, I am 56, so I gotta put this on.
Okay, Ron.
I wear bifocals.
You have,
Music vibrates at like certain hertz.
Yes.
So this is similar parallels.
so it has to have electric like here. And, I work on animals too, so I work on horses, dogs,
Horses.
goats, cows, breeding
Racehorses.
programs.
Is this good for cognitive as well?
Yeah,
I'm just asking. I mean,
yes, I love the question.
Okay.
There is I'm going to turn it on, everybody. I'm gonna check the
Tell us when you feel so.
Yeah, I will. Watch me go to convulsions.
Okay, so you're asking about cognitive,
So
like
it's going right now.
Huh?
you asked about cognitive.
Because I know that the human body is made up of water and electricity, and that's basically what you're doing is you're playing with the electricity in your body. Your brain's basically just electrical. It's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what part of the question.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yep. And then as far as the hertz, because I love music, stuff vibrates at certain levels, and
Yes.
once you hit a certain level of hertz in music, that's what you gravitate towards it. Not just because of the elegance of it, but it's the vibration of the music that you listen to as well. And same thing with instruments, pianos, strings, saxes, pick something.
Right. So actually, the machine is calibrated to the room, and let me just check on this real quick. So right here, if you look right here, it says 114.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 114, and that's what's calibrated to the
You can
room.
hear it.
So you can hear it.
Yeah.
So and as you change, I'll turn the volume up a little bit. And as you change, it's a different vibration. So
Okay. Now,
Did you
I
feel
can
anything?
I can slightly feel something on my wrist. Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna just pop it up and see if it zaps you.
Yep.
Okay.
Right there.
It did.
So yes,
Yep.
so I adjust as I go along. So this is the neurofunction side of it. So it's really great for traumatic brain injuries, strokes, Bell's palsy, breast, anything neuro related.
What about like knots in your back, like muscle?
Yes, so it works with soft tissue. Let me just tell you what it doesn't work with, because it really works with everything. And we start going down the rabbit hole of nutritional sound, structural alignment. So, so it doesn't. We don't work with people who have any batteries connected inside their body. Okay.
So a defibrillator.
Yeah, pacemaker, cochlear implants. Like we don't do it right there. We can do it other parts of the body. Pregnancy is another one.
Now I can feel it.
You go. Okay.
It's not painful,
No, not at all.
but you can feel the electrical.
Okay, but this might be a little more.
It doesn't matter where you put it on the body, like let's say your wrist aches or your,
So that's part of
or your shoulder.
having me on the back end of it. So so we learn about chakras, meridians. If you have a boo-boo right here, where's the origin and insertion of it? Where does the nerves pathways run down? So there is some thought process to it. Like I might call your orthopedic or your chiropractor and say, what has presented in the past and where is it? I'm doing like really quick little protocols on you right now.
Okay.
So it also gives me readings. So a lot of times where you feel the pain, it's further up. So it's people complete like most of the time go, "Mom, this bothers me right here." Well, I know if you have a pain right here, it's going to be a knot in your rhomboid in the middle. It's attachment here, your latissimus dorsi, where. So I have to figure that out, and if I can't figure that out, I go to the medical books and I call your chiropractor, your doctor, your osteopath, your nurse, your personal trainer. That's why you have to have a team of people that help you stay healthy.
So you're collecting all the data from
I'm
different
collecting all the data.
sources
Mhm.
so that you can isolate or
Yeah.
target what the actual problem is, not the symptom.
Right, because if you're, this is the one thing that's happened in the past when I first got the machine, because I didn't, because it's a detoxifier. So if someone, no one's, and people don't even tell their doctors this, people normally don't go in and say, I'm a prescription drug addict, or I'm an alcoholic, or I do illicit drugs, right? They don't, and they can look normal like us, and they have that problem.
I do none of the above, just so everybody
None of
knows
the
for the record.
right? But what I'm saying is that it has
Social
happened.
drinker.
It has happened in the past with me that before I knew, there's a Herx reaction. So a Herx reaction is an extreme reaction to detoxification, and it's normal. That's why I say sometimes people get worse before they get better, or they have pain, more pain than they did before, because it's changing the makeup of your body somewhat to be more natural. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one.
Okay.
So this is the MyoPulse side of the machine. So we talked about the neurofunction, brain, any neural pathways, it's all on your body. And that's where I get my biofeedback. The MyoPulse side of the machine is blood, virus, bacteria,
Cardio.
bone, and tissue. So if someone breaks their leg, say you were in a full body cast, you totally screwed up, you're in a car accident, I can still administer, I can put a plate on the top of you. Anywhere I can put skin, anywhere it touches skin, and it will go through your whole body.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's ideal if we can get it on the point of origin, but and I don't know the statistics on this, doctors would, but it takes 6 to 8 weeks for a bone to heal if you are on
It does.
right.
I've had multiple broken bones. I can
And if
attest to
you're
that.
older,
Yes, you are.
it takes longer than that.
Mhm.
This will cut the process in half.
Wow.
Okay. So I love to call
Wouldn't
this the alien.
surgery do the same thing? Like you go see an orthopedic surgeon and it's supposed to be in a cast, they do surgery on the wrist?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they do. And I'm not saying this is always in lieu of doing surgery. I had my
But you
kidney
can do
taken out.
both.
You can do both.
which
So
will
I
help
donated my
get
kidney
faster.
last year.
You're still going to have a healing process with surgery.
Right. Right. So that's an internal healing thing. You can't feel that touch. You don't know. So I did the machine, and my doctor was like, I'm like, I'm good. Like my wounds healed real good. I didn't have any adverse effects. I didn't have any infections. So when you say you can't do viruses, you can't medicate viruses. It has to be just like, I can work with someone who has a flu, and we can make it come on really hard and really fast, and it's gone. Okay, so we're going to push that virus through, and then it's done.
Wow.
So there is autoimmune
Wow.
things that I do with the machine. So my mother is elderly, And so I work on her.
Autoimmunes, you see a lot of that today.
Rheumatoid arthritis, yeah.
So
See,
this
I
is
get
where
a
the,
knot underneath my right shoulder that bothers me
you
all
let
the
me
time.
know.
And it's
Okay.
not healing.
I hear that.
So here's the
I hear it
aliens.
too, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can feel
You
that.
feel that? Okay. Yeah, so this is working. When we start, so there's no biofeedback on this side, but as I'm doing here, we want you in the brain. There's certain things about this. There's bipolar, negative, and positive polarities that does different things. So one side actually goes to heal wounds, and the other one extracts out. So what I've worked with is infections in the body. I've had opened wound ulcers for breast cancer that are open wounds, and we work to get those closed. So wound care is really good. People with diabetes who they are more prone to having wound issues of healing, this really helps expedite that without medication. So when it comes to that, just have to let you know that it definitely gets worse before it gets better, because most diabetics who have neuropathy in their legs have no feeling. And so when you start feeling, it hurts. And so when it starts hurting, people stop it. But
Is that
actually,
because you're relearning?
no, it's rejuvenating.
It's rejuvenating, okay.
The
Yeah.
tissue and the.
Yeah.
So this can help with neuropathy with cancer
Absolutely.
patients.
Yes.
Diabetes, that's a big one.
So what I'm saying, the only thing I do not work on, the only thing is pregnant and batteries in body.
Okay.
The only thing I work
So
on
if you have like a
animals.
lame foot or something,
So we had discussed one particular thing, and I never worked on that. So I don't I work with Parkinson's a lot. I work with diabetes. I work with wound care. I work
that's
with people.
cognitive, that's.
Right. I work with people with strokes, people who have dementia. I can do autism. It's a really tough thing to do, though. It's tough. I'd love to. There's some really great research with this with autism, but that's a different thing. But wound care is anything with an itis or unexplained. If you are just tired of not getting the answers and you've done everything, this is an alternative.
Nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Or if you feel good and you're not,
Right.
and it still can help.
We do a
to-
performance
in your
enhancement.
immune system.
We do performance enhancements for
Okay.
animals like horses,
love
race
that.
horses and rodeo horses, barrel racers, all that kind of stuff, hunter jumpers, dressage. We can do pre-performance and
Wow.
post-performance on that. John Thorpe particularly has worked with, he does high-end with Kentucky Derby horses that
That
were
was
not
last
placing,
weekend.
right, who aren't placing their win through doing the electroequiscope. I personally haven't worked with them, but I've worked with just more of the ranch horses and personal stuff. They don't
They
want
had an injury or hurt.
yeah. Colic, heart problems, that kind of stuff. So,
Wow.
yeah. So anyway, there's my
Am I gonna
alien.
survive?
I think you're gonna survive.
So you would normally, like if it's his shoulders or something, you would put it on
Yeah,
that
on
spot
Yes, and it depends. We will have a conversation.
instead of just here for it to go through
Like,
the
yeah,
body.
like there's numbness in fingers, problems in your fingers. Usually we, go and feel in the neck area. So even though you're having it done here, but that's where we have a team. And so we all determine,
But like carpal tunnel or something like that,
Yeah.
does it help with carpal
Mhm.
tunnel?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and if you decide to have the surgery, then we can rapidly
Work
get you.
together.
We can get you.
Wow.
I know.
I don't like saying
So
the
cool.
word healed, but your body's gonna recover quicker.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an added resource that enhances and accelerates everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And there's so much more. There's a lot of YouTube videos that I can send out to people. So where am I located, and how do people find me? Right.
Yeah.
Go,
That was
Kathy,
my
go,
question.
Kathy, go.
So I can just have this whole conversation by myself.
Uh-huh.
And I do have an office here in Katy, off
Okay.
of Greenhouse and Clay. It's just me.
Okay.
And but I travel all over the United States. So I've had clients fly me out to California on a private jet. I go to Colorado. I've been to Connecticut. I've been to Boise. I've been to Alabama. New Mexico, Santa Fe,
Jet
New
setting.
Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Mhm.
So we just have two people that just bought machines in Victoria and the Cleveland area. So I haven't met them yet, but for 10 years I've been the only one in the Houston area that's had a
Oh,
machine.
wow.
And as a practitioner, there are several people who own it just for their self-use.
Okay.
Okay, and I have clients that ended up buying it because they probably paid me that much, if not more, over the years taking care of them.
And you can use it every day?
Every day, I can leave this on you all day long. It will not cause any problem. If you do that with the other therapies we discussed, there is major problems that can happen if left unattended, and even for seconds. So I can leave this on, walk away, come back, and it will not do any tissue damage. It will do nothing, no damage at all to the body.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so what were the readings you got?
Oh, let me go back. We didn't do a full protocol on this side, but let me just go to this side and let's see how. This is like a really-
We can hear it. Yeah.
Okay, so you went down 60 points, which is really good. So that means nothing to anybody but me and other Thorpe Institute practitioners.
60 points of,
So this little knob right here tells me the amount of inflammation or something that's happening in your body, a blockage. It doesn't say inflammation,
Okay.
blockage. For this area, for what I plated on you.
okay.
So when I get finished, I want it to go down. I want there to be reduction in inflammation or
Okay.
reduction in blockage.
So less is more.
So you started at a max gain of 100. It's not bad, but we want it to be at 0 optimally. That means your body is nutritionally sound, it's hydrated, it's not your body, but the area that we're working on. And it's absorbing it. So if I can drop you even 30 points, that's great, but you dropped 60. And we didn't even do a full protocol. We just kind of ran through it.
Okay.
And yeah, so
So how long does it take when somebody schedules with you?
so the session usually I block out an hour and a half, but usually it's about anywhere from 45 minutes. Like we just did this. Your body responded well. So we can probably be done in 30 to 45 minutes. But if it's not responding and I have to do a lot more work, it can be up to an hour and a half to 2 hours. The price doesn't change. The price doesn't change if I do 15 minutes or if I do 2 hours. We go off what your body, it's a flat fee of $150 in office, and there's of course a travel fee. But it doesn't matter. It works, it continually works for 72 hours. So if we're working with something that is definitely unexplained or autoimmune or not tangible, fibromyalgia is another big one, lupus is another big one that we work with. I like to see people every 3 to 4 days
Okay.
Just to keep it
to
constantly.
keep it going. And I might not just do this. I might end up doing a systemic, which is a bilateral spine, governing vessel, where we're looking at the whole system of your body to get it readjusted. And if I not feel tangible, but feel that you need structurally to get alignment, I like to refer you to a structural aligner, which would be a chiropractor. If I feel your nutrition is really bad, I like to partner with nutritionists to get your nutrition in order. I also like to see I ask you, how are you sleeping? So I do bands to where a lot of people who are in pain, who are frustrated, can't sleep. Well, that's the only way your body can repair itself is in sleep. So then I might choose to go, let's go ahead and put you through a whole REM cycle, which takes about an hour. And you're in the office, lights low, and we do a sleep protocol. And so what happens is you do it, then you end up sleeping really well for the next couple of days, and you just are just crazy excited, like, gosh, I can't sleep. So even though it sounds weird, if I'm doing a wrist protocol on someone, I still have to look at you as a whole person.
Right, just see.
I got to make sure the whole person's okay. So we do lymphatics. We do, like I said, there's so many protocols that I can do, and it seems kind of weird because if we do odontin, where we go in your mouth and we go in your ear, auricular, we do hand reflexology, we do foot reflexology, and those protocols are painful because we zap it and it's indicating where there's a problem, and we hold it until the pain goes away.
Oh,
But we
wow.
normally try to do this first to introduce, especially your older population of people. They have taken a lot of medication, and they don't like to drink water because it's painful to get up and move around, and they don't want to go to the bathroom because it really is.
What about
But you
people on
saw
dialysis? Because you see those on every street corner.
Oh, yeah.
So dialysis, so now let's talk about Parkinson's for a second. And like I said, it's not gonna cure Parkinson's, but it does help with holding the symptoms off or having some of it pull back. So, gait, cognitive, and tremors. So you can, once you see someone who has the visual of that, you'll find that will hold it back. It will push it back, and then it'll be better. So people who no longer have been asked to not work anymore, like there's a lawyer person, because anger, dementia, gait problems, we were able for him to get to where he can practice again.
Oh, wow.
And so, although he swore this was a wacko thing and it doesn't work, but everybody around him realized that it was really working. He stopped coming because he thought it was wacko, but yeah, it really helped him.
That's so awesome.
So, yeah, I love it. It's
And we can use it for, I mean, it's something that could
I've
be
worked on my-
continued on.
So I've worked on my grandkids
Okay.
on it. I've worked on my dogs, my own children, my mother. I've worked on a lot of things, but I'm usually the last with horses. Yeah. But usually it's the last resort. I wish people. So the best client for me, let's talk about that. Best person to work with is someone who is body aware and who doesn't want to take a lot of pharmaceuticals and wants to try a few things before surgery, but also realizes that after surgery you want to heal quickly, because we all don't want to sit around for 6 weeks for something.
Right.
If you get an infection, this is really great. It's so great for infections, open wounds. It's really great for. So, like I said,
Thyroid
So-
hormones.
so there is a hormone thing that we're working with. We don't try to work particularly right on the thyroid, but there are some hormone things that we can do. But if your body knows what to do, we're just getting out of the way. We're letting the machine kind of get out of the way and let your body do what it already knows to do. We've put environment, we've put medication, we put nutrition, we all drink alcohol, we do whatever, we're sedentary. That we're not built to be like that. So this will help you be a better you. And so we are actually the ones healing ourselves. This just is help as a facilitator for that. So, like I said, I'm the only one in Houston that does it. It's $150 a session. There are packages that you can get. I do travel all over. I work on really anything. I can work on people like immersion in water. There's so many different things that I can do.
Wow.
Wow.
It does have a medical billing code, but I can only do it in a doctor's office.
Okay.
So that would be a really good referral for me, is to get me in a doctor's office that I can do this where it's more cost effective for people, but I'm a cash pay.
And you don't have, if someone needs a dietitian you could help them with
I
that
do.
well to work together as a team.
And I have very high end things, and then I'm looking, if you are in the field of nutritional health, personal trainer, osteopath, chiropractor, I would love to interview you to see if you can be a part of my team that I refer to. I don't take everybody. I'm very, very picky. I want my people that see me to only see, I want people to care about you enough like I care about you.
VAT.
And if they don't get in my team.
Sure.
So,
That's
What
what.
about mental? What about mental?
mental?
We're running out.
Okay, mental. Part 2 people.
Part 2. Yeah, tell everybody to.
Not physical.
Do
but
y'all want
mental.
Kathy back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, it's all right for that.
I think we just scratched the tip of the
Yes.
iceberg, honestly.
But that's what I said. Literally, the only thing I can't do, batteries and pregnancy.
Wow, okay.
So real quickly, my daughter had a traumatic thing happen to her couple of years ago, and we've been doing things with this to help with her mental rejuvenation of it,
Good.
along with other things. But
Very
it does help reset things.
Okay. Well, we went over time this week.
Sorry.
Lots of great information.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yes, exactly. The best way to contact you.
So I actually text is best because I have an amazing business coach who's going to get me doing much better. But it's 281-605-0110. Text is best because when I'm in session I can't pick up the phone. And then I'm also on Facebook under Kathy Kissner is my personal page, and that's KATHYKISSNER. And then Concierge Functional Wellness is my business page. So like text or messaging me is best right now.
And what's your phone number one more time?
281-605-0110.
Give her a call. Explore it. $150 in today's day and age. You can't do anything for $100 anymore. The office visit cost you that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
We'll
We're
see
gonna
you
zap
next
them
time.
some more.
Yep. There'll be a part 2. Thanks, guys.
Bye. That was great. Oh, do you have a card?